Bonjour, thank you for joining the call and welcome to this virtual Canadian Heritage event regarding a funding announcement in support of Métis Indigenous languages in Manitoba. Mon nom est Amy Mills, je suis la chef des relations avec les médias du ministère de Patrimoine canadien. Suite à l'annonce, nous aurons une période de questions et réponses que je vais modérer. D'ici là, tous les participants médias seront en sourdine et nous vous demandons de regarder vos questions à la fin de cette conférence de presse. To start, I would like to introduce our MC today. We are joined by the Honorable Dan Vandal, Minister of Northern Affairs. Ministre Vandal, la parole est à vous.
Merci beaucoup, Amy. Bonjour. Hello, everybody. J'ai le plaisir de vous accueillir ici virtuellement à Winnipeg sur le territoire du traité numéro 1 et la terre ancestrale de la nation Métis. I'm very pleased this morning to introduce the Honorable Stephen Guilbeault, who is here virtually, of course, to make an important announcement of Métis Nation Indigenous languages. Stephen's record of activism and pragmatism serve him well as Minister of Canadian Heritage, where he is a strong advocate of our official languages, for Indigenous culture and heritage, and for our arts and cultural sectors, of course. He recently tabled our government's bill to make September 30th a federal statutory holiday, the National Day of Truth and Reconciliation. As we approach the 135th anniversary of Louis Riel's death, this announcement today continues the work that our government is doing towards reconciliation for the Métis Nation, for First Nations, and for the Inuit peoples in Canada. En tant que fier métis manitobain de la nation métis, il me fait plaisir de passer la parole à mon collègue Stephen Guilbeault pour cette annonce. Stephen?
Merci beaucoup, Dan. C'est un plaisir d'être avec vous aujourd'hui. Good morning, Tanshi. I am joining you from Montreal on the traditional territory of the Mohawk and other Haudésienne peoples. It's a pleasure to be with you virtually. I was there back in January and I was really happy to be there. Since March, we have all come together and done our part to help limit the spread of COVID-19. Indigenous communities have taken the necessary steps to protect their members. Our government continues its work to manage the impacts of the pandemic while preparing for the future. Nous avançons dans cette année bien particulière. Je crois qu'il est important de se rappeler qu'en 2020, nous soulignons aussi le 150e anniversaire du gouvernement provisoire de Louis Riel et de l'entrée du Manitoba dans la Confédération. C'est le moment idéal de reconnaître la part de la nation métisse à la construction du Manitoba et du Canada. Aujourd'hui, j'aurai d'ailleurs le plaisir de m'entretenir avec des représentants de la nation métisse sur la mise en œuvre de la loi sur les langues autochtones. Notre gouvernement a fait de la réconciliation avec les peuples autochtones une priorité. Et la mise en œuvre de cette loi fait partie intégrante de notre cheminement. Je tiens d'ailleurs à saluer les mesures prises par les nations métisses et les Premières Nations du Manitoba pour se réapproprier leur langue et revitaliser, les maintenir et les renforcer. That is why today I'm pleased to announce that the Government of Canada is supporting, through an investment of up to $487,000, the work done in Manitoba to keep the Michif and Saulteaux languages alive. This funding goes to the Louis Riel Institute, the Northwest Métis Council, and the Two Sisters Language Resource and Applied Linguistics. Languages carry our stories, the memory of those who came before us, and the promise that we hold for those who come after us. They are fundamental to the identity, the culture, and the way of life of all people. With this funding, we want to help the Métis Nation and First Nations of Manitoba to reclaim their native languages and speak them for generations. Congratulations and best wishes to all of today's funding recipients. Mashi, thank you. Merci.
Merci beaucoup, Monsieur le ministre. Maintenant, j'aimerais introduire Chantal Sereni, qui va prendre la parole.
Bon matin, good morning. Mon nom est Chantal Sereni, and it is my honor to be here today representing Two Sisters as their Chief Executive Officer. I would like to sincerely thank the Department of Canadian Heritage and their Indigenous language component for the support they have given Two Sisters Language Resources and Applied Linguistics, deux sœurs ressources langagières linguistique appliquée incorporated. We are a new non-for-profit corporation with the mandate to create resources that support Indigenous language revitalization and promotion, as well as build capacity in these languages at all levels of learning. The funding we have received this year will allow us to get off the ground to create as well as distribute our first resources. Our first projects focus on building and understanding of Cree origin verbs in the mixed language Michif for its ever-growing base of learners. Through a series of scaffolding games, we're developing both a printed and online interactive program to learn and practice various verb forms and conjugations in full sentence context. A proper grasp of these verb phrases are, we believe, an important stepping stone to achieving fluency in the language. Looking ahead into our future as a family-centered Michif Metis-focused board of directors, we are looking forward to supporting all languages spoken by the Michifs, part of a nation renowned for its multilingualism, its adaptability, and its resiliency. We are very grateful to Canadian Heritage for this startup grant, which will enable us to contribute to revitalization and promotion efforts right out of the gate. Kishtu merci to my fellow directors, all of our partners who are the backbone of this work, and merci for the invitation today, as well as once again for your support in our endeavors.
Thank you so much, Chantal. Mr. Carrière, I give you the opportunity to speak. Thanks so much.
Merci beaucoup, Amy. Un bon matin, Monsieur Guibault, Monsieur Mandel. My name is Andrew Carrier. I'm the minister responsible for Michif language for the Manitoba Métis Federation. The Manitoba Métis Federation is the official Métis government of Manitoba, following in the footsteps of Louis Riel's provisional government of 1869. President Chartrand and Cabinet are proud to be of our partnership with the federal government in doing our part in preserving our Métis culture and language. The Michif language is our connection to the past and to our ancestors who developed their own dialects with a combination of Indigenous, French, and English words that help them communicate among the different Indigenous tribes, English and French settlers. I recall my pépère, Telesphore Carrière, speaking Michif to my dad and in French to his grandchildren. When I was 6 years old, I attended a Catholic day school where the nuns discouraged the Métis children from speaking Michif and even punished us for doing so. They taught us to speak the proper French, le bon français, and shamed us from speaking our Michif language that was embedded into our hearts and minds from our parents and our ancestors. Michif is the national language of the Métis Nation and is a critically endangered Indigenous language. There is a particular urgency to revitalize Michif. The Métis Nation has identified a wide range of initiatives that need funding to address the urgency of ensuring transfer of language fluency to our children and grandchildren. Almost all of our fluent speakers are over the age of 65. We must be able to act quickly to put in place effective programs so that our fluent speaking elders can pass on their knowledge to the younger generation. The Louis Riel Institute recently funded Michif Revitalization Project is a prime example of language initiatives identified by the Métis Nation that will achieve our collective vision. It will allow our Manitoba Language Institute to collect samples from our fluent speakers so they can be digitized and used for future language learning for generations to come. Going forward, the Métis Nation asserts that the implementation of the Indigenous Languages Act should be grounded in the framework of a Canada Métis Nation Michif Language Accord. This is consistent with our rights to self-determination. The nation-to-nation relationship that exists between Canada and Métis Nation Accord and the purpose of all the Indigenous Languages Act itself. On behalf of the Manitoba Métis Federation, its cabinet and citizen, we would like to thank the Prime Minister Trudeau, the Canadian Heritage for their support in helping us preserve and revitalize the Michif language and walking this path together with us. We look forward to forging a mutual partnership based on respect, common goals, and true conciliation. Miigwech, merci, merci. Thank you.
Merci beaucoup, Monsieur Carrière. Thank you so much. our elder from Sandy Bay Council of Elders, Miss Shirley Roulette, was unable to bless us with the Aboriginal prayer. However, she has been able to join us on the line. So I would really like to give her the opportunity. Shirley is unable to join us via video conference. Unfortunately, her community has found out that they do, recently found out that they do have a case of COVID. So Shirley is in her home right now, staying safe, staying healthy. But if you would be so kind as to listen in, that would be so great.
Okay, I can hear you.
Perfect. Great, great. I'm so happy you were able to join us, Shirley. I'll let you go ahead now. Thanks so much.
Okay. Good morning, everybody. It's very nice and sunny out here in Sandy Bay. The sun's come up. And I'd like to say welcome to everybody that's joined the meeting from Sandy Bay. And it's a beautiful morning, and it's a wonderful start and good news for our neighbors and the Métis Nation on the news of their funding. I will ask the Creator to be with us as we gather to plan the next steps and the most important steps of our discussion on the Indigenous Languages Act. The Creator look upon us with pity and guide us as we work through, and be with us as we continue to collaborate and discuss the implementation of the Indigenous Language Act. We pray that our young people and children continue to learn their language at home, at school, and at work, with the help of the Indigenous speakers. Children are our most important resource, Creator. We thank you for the privilege of guiding our young. Creator, we pray that by working together as a community in our Canada, we will succeed in achieving our goal in keeping our Indigenous languages. And also, yesterday I was listening to the meeting, and I pray for the speedy and good selection of the commissioners of the languages, and congratulate the Métis on the funding agreements. And we will be very happy to be listening in and joining you again on the 23rd. Miigwech kinandina koma kana matabiot wega dashinda muatai chiganenda manga igitoinina miigwech ndeket wega iga kami gengo ma ige uchi wichi yang jano kata mangwengi igitoinina apechani sanagat chiganenji ka deki igitoinina mitashia mnetonga wichi wangweni wik chipmena manga kinage go gairuchigeng wai chiganenda mangi ge doininan me wetch makishamane me wetch dena komango kaga ge doat the Honorable Stephen Gilbolt, Minister of Canadian Heritage, for announcing the funding for the Métis Nation on Indigenous languages, and for the Honorable Dan Vandal, Minister of Northern Affairs, for his part in this morning's speakers and announcements. Thank you very much from Shirley Roulette on behalf of my First Nation in Sandy Bay. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Shirley, for being able to join us and for those lovely words. And on that, I would like to wish everyone a happy Thursday and a good rest of the day.
Merci.
Merci. Merci. Stay safe, everyone.